pie. I know, not usual potato, but it is October. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the month. Okay, so this is the second video in the Who the F Does This Dog Think He Is? And this is going to be me giving a little bit of my perspective on what I saw going on during the first few months of Sierra trying to build trust with Bandit. As many of you know, early in June, Sierra started posting clips of her attempts to build trust with Bandit, and my For You page knows me pretty dang well, so I was immediately hooked on their journey. I was immediately hooked. So Sierra had gotten tons of information from neighbors, the local shelter, and the local humane society regarding Bandit and his adventures, the previous names he's gone by. So she was able to find out that he's about 5 years old, and he's been wandering the neighborhood for about 3 years, and that many of the neighbors have tried to capture him. Animal control has tried to capture him, the police, the fire department, everybody's tried to capture him, and we got even, some more details about that when I went. But for whatever reason, nobody had been able to be successful. So Bandit's a husky. Plus, in my opinion, it really doesn't seem like he's ever lived inside of a home. So he definitely is smarter than your average house pet in certain ways, right? But I really couldn't help but wonder, who the F does this dog think he is? What the heck is going on in this dog's mind? Because when you go back and you watch all of Sierra's update videos, you can tell that there's been a lot of growth since she first started working with him. A lot of trust has been built between the two of them. There are certain things that he's more skittish about than others. You can tell that he wants to trust her, he wants to play with her, and it takes time for him to do that. You also will see a lot of the details about many of the situations that kind of kept getting in the way and making it harder for Sierra to keep making steps forward towards bringing Bandit home. There's a lot of update videos that she's posted along the way, and there's a lot of details that needed to be kept out of those videos or couldn't be updated on, because you have to remember she lives there, right? And so there's all sorts of situations that happened that it just wouldn't be appropriate or safe to share all the details on the internet. But just know that Sierra, clearly she's a great human. If anything needed to be done, she did her best to help any of the many animals who Bandit brought home to be look, Mom, this dog needs a snack too. But all these things, you can tell through watching her videos, seeing all of the updates, how these things got in the way of her bringing Bandit home, how they were setbacks. Personally, I could tell that Sierra was doing the best that she could, and that even when, jerks, which we like to call bad noodles, on the internet, tried to make her doubt herself, she never has been and never will be willing to give up on Bandit. And clearly, Bandit is not willing to give up on her either. It's also very clear that Sierra has a very full life. I mean, she's a mama. She's homeschooling her kids. She goes to church activities. She's currently pregnant, due in April. Plus, she has an adorable dog, Coco, and so many freaking fish, I can't even count. Now, who the heck am I? And why, what made me think, oh, I should offer to go help? So, I grew up watching all the TV channels with all the experts about training pets and rescuing dogs and stuff from tough situations. And I've had my own pets, as well as plenty of experiences with strays and getting to know pets that just needed a certain approach. And I will say, I learned a lot from watching those shows, right? And I also know, from personal experience, how different it is to watch one of those shows, learn from it, and then try to use those skills myself. And I also just know that all of those like animal experts that have had TV shows, they would much rather have all of us learn how to help the animals in our communities ourselves, instead of y'all thinking, some of y'all, not all of y'all, thinking that the only way to take care of an animal, to save a stray, whatever, is to call them. We don't have them on speed dial, but also they're not the only people who know this information, right? I mean, Sierra has worked with so many local organizations, a local trainer. She's got her own experience rescuing strays, rehabbing dogs that have been in horrible situations. I mean, Coco Bean herself came from a not great life. No, this is not Sierra's first experience with a dog that's been in a tough situation. But if you know anything about dogs, every single dog is unique. Their experience and their personality, it all adds up to make a very unique situation. So, a little bit more about me. I inherited a German Shepherd at one point, and that German Shepherd was not socialized at all. He was terrified of all the things, and he literally gave me whiplash when I took him to the snow. So I had tried to use all that I had learned from those experts on TV, all the books I'd read, all the YouTube videos, but something was still missing. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I took him to a well-respected canine trainer. That trainer was able to help me learn how and when to apply which specific skills, because she was able to be there and see how my dog and I were interacting with each other. It's incredibly different to have watched TV shows and be like, ooh, this trainer should come help Sierra and Bandit, compared to like what's actually going on in person in the moment, and how a skill that you're seeing on TV that seems to work might apply to a dog in person. I will say, just because someone can work well with one dog or with a lot of dogs on TV doesn't mean that they are the only answer or the best answer. And since we don't have or need any of those TV experts, just keep in mind, we don't need rant over. So I knew I had time coming up where I would be able to come and help Sierra uninterrupted, right? Plus, Sierra had been gathering various tools and interventions, which is what we'll call them, that she wanted to try. And I knew she would still have to be mom. And I could help her to do what she needed to do with Bandit while she was still being mom. So we began devising the plan for me to come up and help her use these interventions. As always, be a good, kind noodle. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Not that my front-facing camera is good at all, but
I just took photos.
oh. Oh.
Someone's succeeded at everything in life.
Yeah.
That was so easy. What kind of straight old are you?
He's been bamboozled.
Do you want it?